Hi everyone, and thank you for purchasing the Info Accordion Shopify section by qwiqode. In this video, I'll be showing you how to actually use it. So if you haven't installed it yet, please refer to the separate video included in the package. You also have access to a PDF with instructions for your reference. So to get started, go to your theme editor and navigate to the section that you want to add, the page that you want to add the section to. On the left-hand side, click on Add Section. And you can use the search field to search for the Info Accordion, and you click it, and it's added as in its default form. Over on the left, if you click at the very top, which is usually selected, you have a bunch of different settings that we'll get to in a minute, and then you have the numerous blocks or questions or items that you want to add in. So let's just start with that by adding some content in. So you could click on the first item, and you have a place here to add in, let's say, what are your shipping costs, for instance, if we're making an FAQs page. And then in here, we could just add in some Ipsum text, etc., etc. Let's do this, like so. And you can click to open it to see how it appears. We'll deal with styling in a minute. Then we could go to the second one and put in some lower Ipsum as well. Are your products organic, for instance? And then the third, what is your refund policy? And in this area, you can also set bold or italic or create a link. Let's say you want to, it's a question about support, so you can add in a link that goes to the support page, for instance. And you can add in more items like so. You could also hide them if you'd like, or just flat out remove them completely. Next, let's go to the settings area. So clicking back up on the top, we have an option here to update the title here. So we could let's just call this FAQs, for instance. You can set the HTML element of the title. This is good for SEO purposes, and also to import the styling that you're using for headers elsewhere on the site. Usually, an H2 for a section is recommended. Just it gives higher importance for that title in terms of search engines. But you could select any one of them that you'd like. You could set a background color. So let's say we'd like to add this background color of gray. You can set the section width to be regular content width or full width, which will extend to the edges of the screen, or 75% if you want it just to be smaller. I'll just keep it at regular for now. You can add a border radius to the section, depending on the styling and the look and feel of your site, of course. Margin top and margin bottom is the space above and below the section. If you have more, you probably will have more content above and below, so you can give more breathing room if you'd like. Padding top and bottom is the space within the border. So if we want more space around there, you can just add in some more padding there and more padding at the bottom, so it won't be as cramped. And you can also do horizontal padding, which gives some more space to the sides. Moving on down, we have the same settings that you could set up for mobile. If you go into mobile from up here at the top corner, you can see that, and then you can set your own separate settings for those sections. Moving on down, we can update the styling of the button of the title. This is something that usually it's good to keep in terms of design, to keep the same look and feel of your site. But if you'd like to change these things, then you can go in and change the font, the color, of course, and so on if you choose the different font, you have to check here to use a different font, and then you can select it from this list. Title, font size, letter spacing, and line height. That's the different typography settings. Keeping them at 0 will use your default sizes, but you can also adjust and use your own size if you'd like, or own letter spacing for this particular part. And the same settings are for mobile as well. Item header, which is basically the question. In this case, it's a FAQ, so it's the question, but this could be just information. You could put it on a product page and say, basic general information that people would like to read about. That would appear on all of the product pages. You can change the color here as well. Let's just make this dark gray. You can also create a background color. So actually, let's choose white. You can also adjust the font if you'd like, the border radius. So if you have a radius there and you'd like to add it here for that kind of style, you can do so as well. Font size. Let's set the font size to be a little bit bigger, like so. You do letter spacing, line height, if the question gets to 2 lines. But that's not so important, because usually the questions aren't that long, but sometimes on mobile versions they are. Margin top of each item, you can set the margin top, and it gives more space between each question. Basically just pushes it like that. Vertical padding is the space within, like I mentioned, so you can add more padding to give it just some more breathing room if that works for your design. And then horizontal padding is the padding to the sides. So let's give a little bit more room there. And of course, same settings go for mobile. Then we have option for the icon, which is this icon. You can change the color of it if you'd like it to be, stand out, or just to match your look and feel of the site. And you can adjust the size of them to small, medium, or large. So let's keep it small. Then the item content, which is actually the answer or the expanded information. Here too, we can change the color. We can change a background color of it. Let's just say we'd like to do it just like that in white. So when you click it, you get the information like so. Font size, custom font, you can change that as well. And then the same settings as we did before for font size, letter spacing, line height, and so on. Could add in a little bit more horizontal padding since it's a little bit cramped. There you go. And the same settings go for mobile. So that's basically it. You can, of course, go in and drag and drop the different items, depending on the order you want them to appear. And that's it. So if you have any questions, you can reach us through the support page on the website. And thank you again, and we hope that this section helps you achieve your website goals.